So Dwight Howard, is he staying or is he leaving? That is the big question. Chris Broussard's sources said this. Howard's major problem with the Lakers is the system that coach Mike D'Antoni employs. Beyond that, he did not enjoy playing with Kobe Bryant, though he could manage to do so in a different system, a source said. Howard also does not want to be second fiddle to Bryant for several more seasons. Very quickly, Black Sports Online had this to say. It was the fans. They're quoting Lakers Nation. The fans that have refused to blindly accept him as their own. This is according to Dwight Howard through a source. The fans that are looking for more than just a goofy smile and a missed free throw before throwing their devotion in a player's corner. The fans who, for better or worse, will remain loyal to their favorite basketball squad. But they do so at a cost. According to a source, it's this intensity, this inane desire to be the best that Howard can't live up to. In conversations with Howard, the big man reportedly called LA fans, quote, the most unappreciative group of people ever. Okay. Going on to say that people in Los Angeles are, quote, ungrateful. A lot of information. Those are fighting words, at least as I take it, with Dwight Howard. I honestly don't believe that he will stay. However, this is just a side note. It seems so pathetic that a team like the Los Angeles Lakers have to put up a banner on the Staples Center saying, stay D12. Please don't leave us, please.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
I mean, come on. You know what? The organization shouldn't have to beg a guy to stay unless it's like Miami and LeBron or like Cleveland and LeBron. Dwight Howard is not of the same cloth as Dwight Howard is not of the same cloth as LeBron James is what I meant to say. So, okay, I'm throwing a lot at you. Very quickly, does Dwight Howard stay or does he go?
No, he's going. The writing is pretty much on the wall at this point, and Steve Nash actually came out the other day and said, no, I think Howard could work in Mike D'Antoni's system, and that's just pandering basically at this point to try and see if he can do anything to try and help. Here's how I feel about Dwight Howard. The talent is just, he's oozing full of just ridiculous NBA big man talent, and as a fan, watching him play this year, I know he was hurt for a little bit. Yeah. And even watching him in Orlando, he has this tendency to just shy away from being anywhere close to his best type of ability. And that's what's so maddening, because very easily, based on his talent and based on his size and really everything he can do, he could be the best. He could be one of the greatest centers to play the game, and he doesn't want it. And he
Is it because he doesn't want? Let me jump in. Is it because you think he doesn't want it? You think he doesn't want to be that number one guy? Because according to what he's saying, he doesn't want to be second fiddle to Kobe.
He wants to be the guy, but he wants everybody to love him regardless of how well he plays. If he wanted to be embraced by Los Angeles, he wanted the movie and the commercial and the sneaker deals to come in. And part of the reason he wanted LA is because everybody could say, I love D12. I am the man here, and everyone's just going to love him because of who I am and what I play. He just has so much talent, and people just end up feeling frustrated as a result of watching him. I think where he works, and I think maybe he's realized this, is that if you go to, and I'm not saying Houston is a small market by any means, but basketball isn't king in Houston. And so if he goes there, and if he goes and plays along with a James Harden type player, where he can sort of be a 1A and 1B versus Kobe, who's a legend, will always be a legend in the city of Los Angeles, right. I think that'll put him at ease a little bit. He can still feel like he's the man, but not necessarily have to be the man on the court.
The three teams.
I think that's something that's very intriguing for
The
him.
three teams that are at least interested in Dwight Howard's services, the Houston Rockets, the Dallas Mavericks, the Atlanta Hawks. The biggest problem with the Mavericks is that they have to get rid of Shawn Marion, which is $9 million. That will be off the books if they do get rid of him. However, they'll only have like 4 players on the roster if they sign Dwight Howard to a max contract. I can't see that happening. However, with Houston, it seems like that is the right fit, because you know what? You team up with Omer Asik. Those are 2 solid big men. They're not the twin towers of Duncan and Robinson, but I think it's, with Omer's raw ability and Dwight Howard's physical specimen and great ability and talent, that levels out the front court. And then you got the backcourt of Jeremy Lin, Chandler Parsons, and James Harden. That's a solid starting 5. That's a team that will be better than the number 8 seed in the Western Conference. I could see them easily getting to a 5, maybe even a 4, depending if Dwight Howard is healthy. Do I dare say 3? I mean, that looks like the best case, at least for him.
I don't know if they're necessarily a 3 at that point. I've also heard reports and read stories that if they do end up signing Dwight Howard and by trading Thomas Robinson to be able to get out of that cap situation, Portland could be a possible destination for
Oh,
Omer.
no way.
And
No way.
Hear me out. LaMarcus Aldridge, according to a lot of reports, is also looking to get out of Portland. So maybe you send Aldridge over to play the full 4. You allow Howard to play the 5. And then Omer goes to Portland, maybe along with a couple draft picks. And then you have a really, really good team in Houston. Maybe that team is worthy of a 3.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see. I can't see him going to Portland. Come on, they have Myers Leonard. I mean, let's get real.
Ooh, that name should scare you.